Good day, you absolute legends, and thank you very much for clicking on this compilation video. Now, in today's video, ladies and gentlemen, I have got a jam-packed video full of everything I know about No Man's Sky. All of my top videos since I started back in 2019 is in this compilation edit. Now, before we do begin, ladies and gentlemen, can I please just ask you just to double check for me that you are indeed still subscribed to the channel? If you need to resubscribe, please do resubscribe, or if you have been watching me for a while and you like what I do, then why not consider hitting that subscribe button? You definitely will not regret it. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, sit back, relax, and enjoy the No Man's Sky compilation video by yours truly.
I was getting a transorbital lobotomy this morning, and that got me thinking, what are the top 5 ultra rare ships that you can currently get in No Man's Sky, and with coordinates, and in the Euclid Galaxy? Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you exactly what ships that have been discovered and where to find them. So let's get into today's video. So our first find is courtesy of a guy called Lawrence on the keyboard. I'll have his Reddit username. So all these are from Reddit, from the No Man's Sky exchange. I'll have his username and everybody else's username in the video description down below in case you want to find their post and find some more information about it, including other finds that they've no doubt put up there. So the first one we're going after is a white and chrome jackal. It's a solar. It's got blue exhales. Oh, it's beautiful. You'll really enjoy it. So as you can see right now, we're going on our way. So this can be found over in the space station. So once you land on a planet, you should land on this exact planet. It'll be a snowy biome planet. Absolutely fine. Jump in your ship, fly off into space, and then go directly to the space station. And once you're at the space station, jump out, go on top of your ship, and now we wait. So it's just coming in right now, and I cannot wait to get a first glimpse of this. Oh, already, guys, I mean, look at that. That is a thing of beauty. It looks absolutely amazing. I'm loving the chrome design. I'm loving the jackal look. Oh, yes, absolutely. So this is the very first ship. So what we're going to do is go ahead, claim it, and then I'll take it out into space and get a closer look at it. So we're out in space. I got the camera mode on, and it looks absolutely phenomenal. I'm loving the designs. I'm looking at every single inch of this thing. I'm looking at all the details. It looks phenomenal. So this is the very first ship. So 1 of 5. So let's go on to the next one. So this next one is courtesy of a guy called Scotty 300872, and I got it right. There we go. So it's a white off-white Razor fighter. It's absolutely amazing. It's also got box thrusters at the back. It's one of the smallest ships that you can find in game. It's super compact, but that's why I love it so much. It's so unique. You're going to really enjoy this one. So again, we're jumping through, and then for this one, we're going to make our way back up to the space station once we get through to the teleport. So we're at the space station now. All we're going to do is make sure we land, jump out. That's going to make a save point. Jump on top of our ship, and then we wait. Here we go, guys. It's just landed, and look at the size of it. It's so dinky. It's absolutely amazing. So we're going to go ahead, as usual, speak to the guy, and then claim this ship. But honestly, it looks absolutely phenomenal. It's even got one of those droid patterns on the side of it, which for me is absolutely a bonus. So let's take it out into space. Let's get the camera up, and let's have a closer look at this absolutely beautiful ship. And here it is in all of its glory. It's so compact, it's so small. This is such a beautiful ship. Now, smaller ships, in my opinion, do get overlooked because people want like the big needle nose fighters. You know, size really matters in this game for a lot of people. But if I move the sun here, I mean, look at that. Something small and unique like this, it's quirky, and that's what I really like about it. It's got a quirky design. I think that's going to be my thumbnail as well for the video. Anyway, onwards to the next one. So this next ship we're going after is by a chap called Mojinia. I hope I got that name right again. I'll have it in the video description down below so you can see exactly how it's spelt. I'm probably really butchering that name, so I do apologize. So again, pause the video to get the coordinates once we go through. Now, it is a crashed S-Class Guppy. It's pure white, double barrel thrusters at the back. It looks beautiful. Thrusters are blue by default as well. Now, this ship will require you to find it via coordinates, but don't worry, I'll show you what the coordinates are once we land. So we're going to go through here, jump in our ship, and then we're going to go to these exact coordinates. So this is located on the exact same planet as your portal to, so you don't have to worry about hopping planets. And the coordinates that you can see the left hand side, those are the exact coordinates that we need to go to. So we're going to go ahead and land, fix up the ship, and then we're going to take it off into space and have a look at it. Alright, ship's fixed and we're in camera mode now. And look at that, it looks absolutely clean. Absolutely beautiful. A pure white guppy. It's got the two double barrel thrusters at the back. It's on blue jet streams. It looks amazing. It's even got the blue indentations at the front there. As for its kind of smaller thrusters, if you will, it looks amazing. I'm even taking a picture of it there because it looks that good. So onwards to the next one. So this next ship is courtesy by the same chap as before, by Mojine, and again I really do apologise if I am butchering that name, but it is a beautiful red and gold royal exotic ship. It looks phenomenal. So we're going to go through the portal, jump into our ship, fly off into space, and try and find this thing. So it is on the same planet as you come out of the portal. You don't need to planet hop or anything stupid like that. And those are the coordinates that you need to go to. But there are combos in the area to help you find it. So here it is. It looks absolutely stunning. I mean, look at that thing. It looks incredible. So what we're going to do, fix this ship up as before, take it up into space and get the camera out. Here we go, guys. The camera's out and ready to go. And look at it. It looks absolutely beautiful. Now, it does have its side boosters. It's a royal fin as well, which just, again, I love the royal fin design. I love how it all looks. It's got the excess bulk at the side of it as well, including all of these thrusters and boosters at the back on top of all that. It looks absolutely phenomenal. I'm absolutely digging the color scheme. Red and gold, really good mix. And yeah, there we go. Let's go on to the next one. So our final find of today comes courtesy of a guy called Jensen_E. It's an amazing find. I had to include it as the last one here because even when I seen it, I was absolutely smitten on first sight. So I definitely wanted to hunt this thing, but it didn't turn out as well as I thought because it actually took a few tries to find it, and I'll explain more about that later. But what we're going to do is jump in our ship, fly off into space, and go into the space station. Now, it is a outlaw station, just keep that in mind. So let's go and jump in our ship and go to the outlaw station. So the reason it takes so long is because when you're in a outlaw system, the ships come on the first wave and go, and it does take quite of a while for them to come back. It can take upwards of 15 minutes for another ship to even come to you. Best thing to do is just jump in and out your ship, make an autosave, and then reload that said autosave and wait for the first spawns to come in. That's what I did for this. I ended up spending somewhere about half an hour, 45 minutes trying to find this. It took a bit longer than I expected, but it's an all white jackal nose solar ship. It is phenomenal. Even the sails on it are pure white. This is ultra white. I absolutely love this thing. As soon as I seen it again, I was smitten. I mean, look at that thing. It looks absolutely ridiculous. So we're gonna get into it, fly out into space once we make our save point, of course, because we don't want to lose it by accidentally disconnecting from the game or whatever the case may be. We're gonna fly off into space and then we're gonna have a look at it via the camera. Oh, look at that. Now, the back end of it is a Talon Trister as well. It looks absolutely phenomenal. All the edges, everything just lines up. I absolutely love it. I love the color scheme as well. It's so clean, so tidy. And I'm an absolute sucker for clean ships. And yeah, this one just ticks all the boxes for me. So there you go, guys. Those are the 5 top ships from myself, and I think they look absolutely amazing. Now, these are the rarest ships that I've definitely seen in No Man's Sky. Let me know in the comment section down below if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Do you know of a better ship? Let me know about that in the comment section down below. Again, I'll have all the individuals' names for the credit for this all in the video description down below. Anyway, that's everything from me here today, and as always, my name is Professor Cynical, and I'll catch you all again in the next one. Bye for now. So in today's video, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to get 48, 48 and 48 slots respectively in your starship. Now, the way that it's going to have to work is you are going to need to get a hauler that you do not care about, and we're going to have to upgrade that first of all, because that allows us to unlock it to 48, 48, 48, and then we need to transfer that storage from one ship to another. So let's get into today's video. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. And this is my hauler right here. So as you can see, it's a C-class. It's an absolute piece of loveliness. But it doesn't matter because it's my sacrificial hauler. This is what we're going to need. Also, you want to make your way over to a Outlaw space station and have plenty of storage augmentations. More on that later. So the first thing you need to do is go over to your starship outfitting, and you want to upgrade your starship, and you want to turn it from whatever class it is, whether it be an A, B or C. You want to make it to a full S class. It's very important. You will not get to 48, 48, 48 without getting it to an S class. So go ahead and do that now. It's not a bad idea to make a manual save before you start glitching. That way then if anything goes wrong with your game, you've got a manual save to go back to. Or even better, if you are on PC, make a backup file with your save game. Now, you will all be able to get to a certain point doing this because it'll then become very, very tedious. And by that, I mean, for example, you'll go to upgrade your starship. Now, if you're using storage augmentations or you're still going ahead and purchasing the storage outright, you'll all be able to buy or augment one slot. And then it'll kick you right back out again. It's an absolute pain in the neck. What you need to do is jump in and out of your ship and then go to the teleporter in the Outlaw space station. Once you're there, go ahead and select any other Outlaw space station. It don't matter which one, just go ahead and jump towards that. Fantastic. Once you arrive on the other side, it's now just a simple case of going back over to Starship Outfitting and then starting the process again. And it's just going to be a continuation of applying the storage augmentations or purchasing the slots. It's not a bad idea either at this point if you wanted to jump in and out of your ship and make another save point. Again, it just seems to be a problem with the latest update. I've noticed that it's causing people to either go invisible or it's causing people ship to go invisible. It's kind of weird. But if this has happened to you, do not worry, because the easiest way around, for example, if you become invisible, is to buy another multi-tool and equip that and unequip it. That will then, for example, bring you back and you'll be able to see your character again. If your ship does the same thing, then all you need to do is jump in and out of your ship. If that doesn't work, then there's another fix where you sell a ship to an NPC, let that fly away, let it come back, and that will also fix it as well. Now, once you have got your hauler to all the 48 slots unlocked, you want to fly off into space and then call in immediately your freighter. Once you've done that, you want to go ahead and land. Once you've landed, jump out, and then you want to find the ship that you want to make full 48, 48, and 48 slots permanently. Now, in my case, I'm going to use this solar ship, but you can use any ship. It could be a living ship, it could be a normal mechanical ship, it could be an exotic ship, it could be another solar ship. It's completely up to you. But like I said, we need the hauler first of all to be the sacrificial ship. And then we're going to do something now in order to transfer all those slots to the ship of your choosing. So what we need to do first of all is get into that ship that you want now to make the 48 slots happen on. So in my case, it will be this solar ship. Now, we need to land on one of two very particular spots in the Outlaw station, and this will only work, by the way, in the Outlaw station. Now, you need to land on either this slot that I'm landing on right now, or the slot where that other ship is currently landing and just taking off from. It's one of two spots only. If you do not land on those two spots, you need to go ahead, fly back away, and then fly back in again until you do. So once you do and you get the slot and you've landed, you need to wait for an NPC ship to land. Like this one here. It doesn't matter what it is, what ship it is. You want to go ahead and speak to the pilot once it's landed, and then skip past all this dialogue, make an offer, negotiate the price, and then we're going to go ahead and buy that ship. You're not going to exchange it, you're going to buy it. It's very, very important. Now, you need to be very quick for this next step. So when you have bought that ship, make sure it's a ship that's over in Starship Outfitting. Then you're going to go ahead and sell it again. You're going to claim the scrap worth and you're going to sell it. Get rid of it. Once that happens, and as it is being sold and scrapped, you then want to quickly jump into your ship that you want to make a 48, 48, 48. You'll know that you've done this because when you jump in and you check the name of your ship, you might have different items in there and your ship will be called something different. In my case, it's glitched and it thinks it's a super god tier ship, but it's not. Don't worry about this, it's just temporary. Now, the ship that appears for you will be a ship from your own collection, so don't worry about that either. Jump into that odd ship that appears in, fly off into space and land on your freighter. Once you do that, now you want to go ahead and get your hauler that you've already made to a 48, 48, 48 slot and then take it back into that space station and land. That's where you need to go and that's what you need to do. And then from there, very simple, go ahead and jump into your ship that you wanted to make the 48 to 48 to 48 slots. As you'll notice, everything will be unlocked and presto, that is your ship and you are now ready to rock and roll. It really is as simple as that. And then finally, go back to the freighter with your brand new fully unlocked ship and save it. Just jump out of it. That's you got a save and presto. And remember, if absolutely anything goes wrong with this glitch, all you need to do is reload your manual save and everything will be undone. Anyway, guys, that's everything from me here today. And as always, my name is Professor Cynical, and I'll catch you all again in the next one. Bye for now. So I got your attention for another quick second. Can I just ask to leave a like on the video if you have enjoyed it, leave a dislike if you didn't like it. Now, if you really want to be generous today and you really like today's video and what I do, you want to support me as a creator, then feel free to leave me a super chat message. And this also allows anything that you write on there to be seen on the actual comment section, nice and big and colourful, so I'll be able to see it straight away. So if you do go down that route today, I want to say a massive thank you. And I want to say a massive, massive thank you to absolutely everybody for the continued support. Massive thanks to my Patreons. As you can see, their glorious names on the Patreon wall. You there, you want to show off which faction is best? Well, now you can with exclusive stickers you'll only find over on my Patreon. Grab yourself a Gek Nation Corvex or Viking Nation sticker. Slap it on your desk, slap it on your PC, even slap it on the bumper of your car and let the whole world know that you love stickers. So what are you waiting for? Link in the video description.
I was trying to find a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow this morning, and I carried on going and carried on going and carried on going, and the rainbow never seemed to get closer, and that got me thinking, goodbye to storage containers. You won't be missed. That's right, guys. In today's video, I'm going to show you a new substitute in No Man's Sky where you can actually get rid of storage containers yet have full accessibility to all of them. So let's get into today's video because it's going to be a good one. Now, don't you just kind of hate this? So you've got a base built and it's a humble base, something that's not very big. And then you need to put down these ginormous blocks of storage containers. And there's 9 of them to put down. Yeah, you could go down the route and make them smaller by doing wire glitching, but that's a lot of messing about. So what if there was another way? Well, there is, and for that we need to go up into space and call in our freighter. So just as we're going up into space here, guys, I just want to give a massive shout out to all of my new recent subscribers. You can see all of their names popping up on screen right now. And if you want to be in with the fun and do what they have done, all you need to do is hit subscribe and leave a like on this video, and you will be in the next one I release. I mean, look at all those guys. Thank you all very much for hitting subscribe, and it's nice to see absolutely everybody. Alright, so we are now in the freighter itself, and we need to go upstairs, and then we need to go ahead and go down to this very part of the console, which is called the upgrade control. Now, once you're in the menu and you go down to base parts, you want to get something called the matter beam. Now, the matter beam is very juicy. So you want to go ahead, unlock it, and install it into your freighter itself. And it's just right here under the base parts section. So fantastic, you've got that and you've got it installed. The next thing you're going to do is put down all of your storage containers in your freighter itself. Just put them somewhere out the way, but obviously accessible if you're ever on your freighter at any given point. So just for example, I'm just going to load up this storage container here, number 6, with just some random trinkets. And there's 9 of them to put down, so there is a small bit of space required, but because you're on the freighter, it doesn't particularly matter. You have a lot of space up here. Fantastic. So once you've got all that set up and you've got all of your storage containers put down, we're going to run back over to our base and I'll show you this next bit. And trust me, it is absolutely beautiful, easy, and sleek. So we just arrived back at the base. So as we can see, we have these storage containers still here, but we're going to get rid of them because you know what? I don't have the space for all these. But what we are going to do instead is go into our menu now. So normally you have your exosuit, starship, multi-tool. But now you have an option for freighter, and we can access every single one of those storage containers, including all of the additional storage that you have on your freighter. And you're able just to pull it directly from there and put it into your exosuit, which means now you're able to do this on the fly. And all you need to do to make sure that this works is whatever system you're in with a base or just in any system in general, what you need to do is A, have what I've already said installed, and then B, just have your freighter in that same system spawned in with you. Once you do that, you have access to all of your goodies, which means it is super easy, super quick, and super efficient. So how about that, guys? Now, this has been a feature in No Man's Sky for a small while. However, I just wanted to highlight it because I think it's one of those features that I think gets overlooked, and not some people anyway just don't know really how to do this. So there you go. Now you know. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section as always about this. Have you used this very thing before? Have you used this very feature? Did you even know about it? Didn't you know about it? Or won't you be using it because you still like the storage containers? So let me know, as always, your thoughts, comment section down below. Anyway, that is everything from me here today. And as always, my name is Professor Cynical, and I'll catch you all again in the next one. Bye for now.
Some say it's a myth, some say it's impossible. I say let's find out. Is it possible to reach the sun in No Man's Sky? Some people think you can, some people think you can't. Some people just think that the sun is nothing but a skybox like Half-Life 2 and Gary's mod of old. Is that the case? Is the sun and the stars all filled around on every solar system just a pre-generated skybox? Or can you physically touch the sun? Can you get there? That's what I want to find out today. Now, I'm going to go ahead and use my Ultra God tier ship to find out. I've upped the maneuverability on it. I've also installed the Vesper sail so it recharges my pulsing as I go along. And it's just going to now be a case of how long is it going to take me? How long is it going to take me to reach the sun if it is possible? Or will my computer completely freeze out? Will I just get to a certain point and that's it? Like nothingness. My computer will freeze and my game will be ruined. I'm putting my save on the line here. So, let's do this. I'm really excited to start this journey. And I've allocated quite a lot of time today to get this sorted. So here we go. Get lined up and let the journey begin. Now, there is only a few different ways that I'm going to be able to tell how far that I've gone, but we'll sort that out later on. Right now, as you can see on the bottom right hand side of my pulse, you can see all of my upgrades, and with this being an Ultra God tier ship, the recharge rate on this thing is amazing. Now, it is going down, so I will have to recharge every now and again, but it is significantly better than having to constantly recharge without the Vesper sails. So if you are going to try this at home, use Vesper sails definitely. So one thing to note is the sun actually moves. The ship is still going in a straight trajectory, but the actual sun itself moves. It moves in a slight angle around in like an orbit. So believe it or not, the sun orbits around the planets. You don't orbit around the sun. Now, the footage that you are seeing on screen right now is actually sped up by 1,400% speed. Just let that sink in. I was at this today for over 5 hours, just pulsing in a straight line. Now, I did take some breaks as we was going into this abyss, into this journey. Now, how was I going to be able to take a break when I'm pulsing about. So I had to come up with an idea on how I can keep my straight trajectory whilst taking a pit stop, if you will. So I've come up with this idea. So the idea is very simple. When I need to take my break, I'm going to pulse out and just start going normal at a normal speed, calling the anomaly. Now I'm going to remember my trajectory, and when I come out, I'm going to go back on the right hand side and follow it adjacent to the anomaly. So then every time I do that, I'm going to still keep on a straightforward trajectory. I hope that makes sense. I'll show you what I mean in just a second. But look what starts to happen. Now I go ahead and I land as usual, and I thought, oh, the anomaly is completely empty. It's not completely empty. People are underneath the anomaly. Now I don't think this is by design. I don't think people are doing a glitch purposefully. I honestly and genuinely believe this is all part of the glitch and the glitchiness coming this far out into space. It's completely insane. Now what makes me think that even more is there is a ship that just literally took off in the middle of the ground. Absolutely ridiculousness. So I went and took about a 30-minute break. I had some errands to run. I came back. Now this is the part now where you can start to see things starting to get really kind of weird, and it does only get a lot more weirder. Now don't worry about the sun being right in front of us. Remember, it spins around us. So the anomaly is exactly where we want it to be. It's not moved an inch. We're going to line up just at the side here, try our best to keep in that kind of straight trajectory, and then we're going to start our pulsing again. So once we get into that pulse, fantastic, here we go, back on the adventure. So the next big question that popped into my mind was, how was I going to monitor how far in space I was going? Now there was a few different ideas that I had. However, the simplest one was to simply go into the cockpit and have a look at the displays. Now on the bottom left display there, it says in KS's how far that I have gone. Now my speed is in US, KS is the next one above that, and you know, I'm just about reaching the 300,000 KS mark, which in layman's terms is very bloody far. very, 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 very far. But one thing I just felt was the sun was never getting any closer. It was never getting any bigger in the horizon. It was never getting any brighter. So that led me to think that maybe it was just a skybox, and you know, that was that. At this point for you, it's only been about 5 minutes, but for me it's been closer to about 5 hours, just basically going in an endless straight line with what I felt was very minimal to no results. This is when I decided to have a look at the bigger picture. So I had a look at the galaxies, see where roughly I was, and I'd barely moved a little bit. I may have done, but I hadn't gone as far as I originally anticipated. So I had a look at my final result. I thought, okay, I'm gonna hang up my Gex shoes here, and you know, I'll give it a bloody good go with the time that I had today. So I took a note of basically the last KS readings and my pulse engine activity and things like that, just so that I could jot down all the results. And then I came out the pulse, and this is where then I was going to go ahead and end the video. But you know what, I'm quite glad I didn't end it here, and I'm quite glad that I left this part of the video in to show you, because I was really deflated at this point. You have absolutely no idea. I just felt like I've just wasted an entire day on a video with virtually no results. But look what happens. I may have not reached the sun, but something else I did reach. So we're going to go ahead and land in the anomaly just about. I mean, it's literally like my Gek is absolutely drunk. I don't know what he was smoking whilst he was trying to pulse around. Maybe too much Gek nickname, you know what I'm saying? But we'll land. We'll land. There's absolutely no one in the anomaly. I don't know whether or not that's just because the game is utterly broken at this point. I have absolutely no idea. But I wanted to try something. I wanted to see where I was in the actual game itself. I mean, I'd gone far enough into blanks because I've not really seen behind me. So I've gone ahead and I've used a very well known now trick where I can kind of get out of the anomaly with my Gek. So I'll go ahead and activate this glitch, and I jump up just to kind of see things, and I noticed that it was kind of acting a bit weird on me. Normally where I'd be able to jump up, it stopped me, but I managed to get on top of this roof here. Okay, not a problem. Now I jump down. Now normally what would happen is I would go directly below and I'll just come out into space, and basically, yeah, that was me. However, it didn't happen. And this isn't the particular part I'm talking about where, you know, it's like this amazing new discovery. This is all part of what led up to this discovery. So trust me, keep on watching. Now, I go down this really weird hallway, which I've never seen before. I don't know if you guys have. So I start going down here. Now I'm thinking, okay, so at the very least of anything, I've kind of glitched out the anomaly to such an extent that I can do something cool like this. And I would have been happy enough with that. Maybe not 5 hours of my time happy with that, but I would have been happy with it. Would have been happy with something rather than nothing. So, you know, I think, right, okay, I'm out of my jetpack. Let's just start going underneath the ground here and let's just die in space, call it a day, make a reload, and that's that. Then this happened. Now, what you're seeing there is not me pausing the video in any way. That is the game glitching out on me. That is the game freezing on me. That is the game saying, why are you here? Let's put it one way. There was no planets that looked like that when I started. Let that sink in. What I believe has happened is I've gone ahead here, and I don't want to count my chickens before they're in the pen. However, going off this, I believe what's happened is I may have not reached the sun, but I've reached a brand new solar system. I don't know if that's exactly the case. I don't know. I really don't know. But the planets that I'm seeing right now was not the planets that was in the solar system that I started. So what I think has happened is when I've called in the anomaly and done this glitch, it's teleported me to the next nearest solar system. So I've gotten so far out of the game that the game itself has said, okay, you're virtually at a solar system already, we're just going to place you then to the nearest one. Maybe that's what it's done. At this point, I have no explanation to what it is I am seeing, because I was trying to reach the sun, not a new freaking solar system. So even though I didn't reach the sun, at this point I was incredibly happy with this result, because I'm just giggling about it now, thinking about it, because if that is the case, then it is possible, if you have enough time in the day, to get to a different solar system in No Man's Sky using only propulsion. How crazy is that? If that's right. Now guys, if you're watching this here at home, let me know in the comment section what you think. Do you think that this is a new solar system? Do you think it's just a glitch I'm seeing? Is there an explanation that you can think of that would explain how I've got here? Now, this is where I'm going to leave the video. As you can see, I'm getting my camera here all red up for the thumbnail for this, but you know, I didn't want to edit this part out because I wanted just to show you exactly what it was that I was seeing. Anyway, guys, that's everything from me here today. And as always, my name is Professor Cynical, and I'll catch you all again in the next one. Bye for now. I got your attention for another quick second. Can I just ask to leave a like on the video if you have enjoyed it, leave a dislike if you didn't like it. Now, if you really want to be generous today and you really like today's video and what I do, you want to support me as a creator, then feel free to leave me a super chat message. And this also allows anything that you write on there to be seen on the actual comment section, nice and big and colourful, so I'll be able to see it straight away. So if you do go down that route today, I want to say a massive thank you. And I want to say a massive thank you to absolutely everybody for the continued support. Massive thanks to my Patreons. As you can see, their glorious names on the Patreon wall. You there, you want to show off which faction is best? Well, now you can with exclusive stickers you'll only find over on my Patreon. Grab yourself a Gek Nation Corvex or Viking Nation sticker. Slap it on your desk, slap it on your PC, even slap it on the bumper of your car and let the whole world know that you love stickers. So what are you waiting for? Link in the video description. I was being medically resuscitated this morning, and that got me thinking, what is the quickest way to make money in No Man's Sky? So I'm going to show you an ultra powerful glitch and a method to go along with it that can make you, and I shit you not, 500 million units every single second. It's like it's the PL resistance of money glitches. I'm going to show you how to do it today. So let's get into today's video. So first of all, you need to be in a space station and you want to wait for an NPC ship to land. Now, the haulers work best for this, but you can use any ship. So we want to make an offer and we just want to negotiate the price, and no matter what the ship costs, we want to go ahead and buy that ship. So this ship right here, jump in and out of it, make a save point, and it's called the Mother of Perfection. That is a perfect name for this perfect glitch. So once we do that, we need to go ahead and we need to do a few things in order to get it up to scratch. So we need to get this value of the ship to be over 70 million units. So what you want to do first of all is upgrade it all the way up to an S class. I highly recommend then you use storage augmentations in order to completely fill out its inventory. So the more inventory a ship have, the more it's worth, and the more then you can scrap it for. So I'm just going to basically just use some of my own wealth here just to kind of push it along. As you can see, I'm not the richest geek at the moment, but that will soon change. So I've gone ahead and I've upgraded it to as much as I possibly can, and as you can see though, just by doing it with one slot and an S class, it's bumped it right up to 88 million units, which is perfect. So we're going to go ahead and scrap it. Now we're looking for one item when we scrap. So whenever you scrap a ship, you get modules, you get items, as well as some units as well. But we're looking for something called a Starship AI valve, and that is going to be the key to this juicy glitch and this juicy secret on how to get mega rich every single time on No Man's Sky. So as you can see there, I got one of those drops, the Starship AI valves, fantastic. Now we're going to jump in our ship and we're going to fly off into space. Once we do, we're going to call in our freighter. We're going to go ahead and land, and then I'm going to meet you up on the buildable part of the freighter once we land and get out of it, of course. The next thing we're going to do is place down a portable refiner in the freighter. Once we do that, we're going to put one of those juicy Starship AI valves inside of it, and then we're going to line up another portable refiner, and we're just going to place one directly on top of the other like this. And we're going to keep on spamming it on the inside. Now, if you do get an error message when you're trying to place it inside of it and it says invalid location, make sure that you have your free placement toggle. In my case, it's V for PC, so I don't know what it is for Xbox. And all we're going to do is place a bunch of them down until they duplicate, delete the portable refiners, and when you delete the portable refiners, that's when the duplication happens, and we're going to carry on with this process. So what you want to do is get a nice juicy stack of them in your normal inventory at first. However, they can stack up to 10. So this is how we're going to then start earning, once we get enough, 500 million virtually for every time we press the delete key. So as you can see right now, I'm just building up a very nice stack. I'm just going ahead, placing one in, putting all the portable refiners on top of it, spamming it all in the middle. Now you can see how many there I've duplicated, which is fantastic. So make sure you have plenty of room. And what we're also going to do is move some of these Starship AI valves over to our cargo slot. So what we're going to do is just fast transfer over them in the menu here, and they will then instantly stack to 10. So once we do that, and the next time we do this glitch, we're then going to be doing this for 10 rather than 5. So rather than getting 5 every time, we're going to get 10. So I've gone ahead and done this a few more times. So as you can see, for a stack of 5, you're getting 250 million. But for a stack of 10, you are getting 500 million every single time you stack a portable refiner on top of each other and then delete it, thus duplicating it, and you're getting 500 million's worth of items every second you click that delete key. Now, from here, we're going to go ahead and fly back out into space and go inside of the space station. Now, once we land, I'm not going to edit any of this out now from here, just so then you know what to do from here, because you can't just go ahead and sell the entire lot. It doesn't quite work like that. You'll end up selling every, so for example, I've got like 70 or 80 on me right now, and if you sell all of them, you'll find that it doesn't quite work out the way you think it does. You're not going to get infinite amount of money doing this, but what you will do is if you sell them in batches of between 10 and 20, you'll see what I'm talking about in just a second. So we'll go to sell, and then you can see the value number there was actually minus 2 point something billion. But if we go to about a stack of 20, that gives us just shy of a billion units per click, which is absolutely insane. So unit cap is what we're aiming for. Now, unit cap in this game is 4.25 something billion. So, as you can see, 4.294 billion. So, now, even if I press it one more time, so I'm going to delete one, that number value would never go up. We have hit unit cap. We have just literally made 4 billion plus units in seconds. It is ridiculously powerful, and you can keep now the rest of these Starship AI valves for a rainy day. Go and put them in a storage container somewhere. Save them. And also, guys, I want to ask you a massive favor. If you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. It helps get these kind of videos out there so more people can take advantage on getting stupidly overly rich in No Man's Sky with literally no effort whatsoever. Helps a lot of people out, so if you can leave a like, that helps the algorithm do that. Leave a comment as well for the algorithm, or if you have any questions or anything like that, again, comment section is where it's at. Also, do me a favor as well, if you are new around here, why not consider subscribing to the channel? I release really good, informative pieces of information like this all the time, so don't miss out. Subscribe, click on the bell icon, and you'll be notified whenever I drop a video, which is usually every day at this rate. Anyway, guys, that's everything from me here today, and as always, my name is Professor Cynical, and I'll catch you all again in the next one. Bye for now.
Hey everybody, Professor Cynical back again with another No Man's Sky video. Now, on live stream last night, I was on for 6 hours straight to get this beautiful looking ship behind me. Yes, I have done it, and in today's video, I'm going to be compiling everything from last night into one easy to follow along guide so you guys can get one of these beauties as well. Alright, just a quick announcement before we do start. I do have a website now which is available in the video link description below. It's www.professorcynical.co.uk. Feel free to pop over there after this video. Once you're on my website, you can enter in your email to be updated every time I bring out new content on the website. You'll find content on that website very shortly that, for reasons to do with terms of service and what I can and can't talk about on YouTube, I can talk about over there. So other glitches, other insider information, behind the scenes stuff, that kind of thing. So if you're interested, again, link in the video description below. Alright, let's get into this. Alright, so as you can see, I'm doing my live stream, and what we're doing is we are going over to the Quicksilver champion. It's this guy over in the corner here in the Nexus. As you can see, I've got 4,400 Quicksilver. Now, currently there is no working Quicksilver glitches as of the 2.3 update. So to get Quicksilver, you're going to have to do the Quicksilver missions, and that's over to the Nexus bit over to the left hand side of this guy. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead now and buy one Void Egg. Now these things are ridiculously expensive, but in my opinion, they are worth it. So 3,200 Quicksilver. We're going to go ahead now and buy that. Updates, because you know that whenever I find a glitch for Quicksilver, it does get patched pretty quickly. If anything, that's the one thing I would say about Hello Games. If anything that gets patched quickly, it's Quicksilver glitches. So you are going to have to grind out for Quicksilver itself. However, you're going to buy one of these things now. You can see 1,200, so that's all we've got left. We're now going to go over to one of these gentlemen that was just hogging the Nexus today, and I'm going to give away some Void Eggs. It can be, don't have to be Void Eggs, it can be anything you want. So I'm going to send 5 Void Eggs over to them. Okay, so as I was just demonstrating there on live stream, what you do is after you buy your egg, you then go to a random person and give over an item, and then once it says sent, you can then reload your autosave. going as fast as we can. The eye tries to go where they think we'll never be there. Alright, so once we're back in, as you can see, we now have a refund for the Quicksilver, and we get to keep the egg that we've just bought. On the live stream, I've already done it quite a few times prior to the live stream, but on this particular live stream, I was just demonstrating how to do the glitch in general. So I don't have one egg, I have multiple eggs. Alright, once you've got the egg, you need to then get into your ship and go back out into space. You will then need to either warp, or in my case I got really lucky and I got a projection straight away, which then told me what to do next. Its conscious occupies my communicator, or its consciousness occupies my communicator, and it sings a short message. 10. The Spiral of Reality. So that refers to a portal glyph, and there's 10 of them that we need to get. However, someone on livestream was very kind enough to give me the portal coordinates. So that means we didn't have to do a bunch of jumping in a bunch of different systems and try and write everything down. So the only thing you need to do now is go straight to a portal. So I speeded this bit up because I was speaking to my live stream as well. So there was a bit of a delay between when I was getting the answers, so I knew what portal coordinates to put in. However, I'm going to speed this bit up for you, but it's still slow enough for you guys to follow it along at home. Hopefully this works for you. Entered incorrectly. Awesome stuff. Let's go. I'm excited. Alright, once you get through the portal, what you need to do now is jump into your ship. This will then trigger another clue. Alright, you need to go as far north as you can. So when you're looking at your compass at the top, you need to go where north is, and then when north flips to south, if that makes sense. Now, another easier way to help you find this is if you look at the top of the building, someone's actually placed a base on top of it to give you its exact location. Alright, so once you find the abandoned building, you just go inside of it, go to the control terminal here, and then just follow it through. If you want to read it, it's up to you. However, I just like to click through it quite quickly. So again, PayPal information down below, 100,000. Ferrari. After I've done blackmail my viewers there, what you need to do is once you press leave, is go back out into your ship and go up into space. Oh, ready. Oh. We're here, traveler. Traveler, we are connected. Your body is of ours. Ooh. This craft is like none I have ever seen before. It looks... dramatic face. Alive. Its broadcast is pure music, and yet I understand the melody, making words in my mind. The void egg I acquired from this space anomaly begins to resonate in response. I'm going to keep on listening. The tones that had previously formed words now shift in form, modulating the music into readable navigational data. Oh, that's always good. Coordinates have been registered to my Starship systems. Yeah, so this is one from earlier that I shot down. All you need to do here is look for the galaxy with the mission labelled in the icon, and then you need to warp over to that galaxy. Aha, there. So once you've warped, go into your exosuit and look at the egg now. So if like me, you got multiple eggs, just look for the egg that says active void egg. It doesn't say active normally, it only says active if you're doing the mission with that egg. So in the egg description, it will now say about a certain planet, but it won't tell you which planet to go to directly. It'll give you a hint. So for example, this one was powerful anomalies and strange colours. So I knew straight away this was the planet to go to. Now once the planet is reached and you go low enough to the planet's surface, on the bottom right hand side it'll give you coordinates. Now if you go into your first person view in the ship, on your ship, you should also be able to see where the coordinates that you are now. You just need to go to the coordinate in your ship that it says to go to in the mission, if that makes sense. Alright, so once you reach your relic, it'll ask you to insert a material or to leave. Just click leave because it will now give you the blueprint of what you need to make in order to hand in this mission. Alright, So it's going to ask you now to get something called Excite. All you need to do is follow the mission waypoint and it'll take you directly to where you get that item from. Alright, so once you go ahead and get this item, the rest of the items can be found at a trading outpost. Really easy to get. You just buy them from the ships that land, or you can just buy them from the terminals. Once you get all the required items, all you need to do then is make something called the Consciousness Bridge. You'll need that for the next part. So once you do have that part made, jump in your ship and you'll get taken to another waypoint. Now this will be another alien structure. It won't be the same one that you originally found. Alright, so once you hand it in, you'll get an item called Fragile Neural Stem. Now this will come with a timer. You won't be able to do anything with it until the timer is up. As we all know, I don't have, in this case, 20 odd hours to wait around. And I'm sure if you're watching this here today, neither do you. So I'm going to show you how to get around this. Alright, now the way you get around this is super simple. All you need to do is jump into your ship, jump out your ship, make sure you create that auto save. It's very important. After you've done that and get the game completely, go back to your desktop, or you're on Xbox or PlayStation, just go back to your home page. Alright, now if you're on PC, all you need to do is make sure that you completely take your Steam account offline. Very easy. All you need to do is go to the top left and go to offline. Really easy. Then what you need to do if you're on PC is you need to adjust the date and time. Go ahead and put it 2 days into the future. Now, if you're on Xbox or PlayStation, follow the instructions as just said, but obviously you guys don't have Steam because you're not playing it on the PC. Really easy for you guys. If you're on the Xbox or PS4, all you need to do is take out any Ethernet cables at the back of your consoles, and what you need to do is completely disconnect from PSN. Make sure that you can only play that game in a single player and you have no online functionality at all. Once you do that, manually change the date and time on your console. Again, put it to 2 days in the future, and then what you want to do is go back into No Man's Sky and load up the game. Alright, so when you're back in the game, you'll get something called Mature Neural Stem. So that's it, you have just skipped yourself 20 odd hours of waiting. Super easy to do. Alright, so all you need to do is jump in your ship once you've got that mature stem and go into space. Once you're in space, start warping. You will then be contacted with another message. It'll give you another location to warp to. All you need to do is follow the directions and warp to that particular galaxy. Apart from the guy with the skulls, I forget your name now, bro. You're the one who said it, but I misread what you meant. Alright, so once you enter the new part of the galaxy, go into your exosuit and it will be called Steering Void Egg. Again, look at the description and then go towards the planet that matches that description. Once you get there, it will then give you a coordinate when you get close enough to the surface. And again, just like before, go into first person on your ship and then follow the coordinates until you reach your destination. So once you reach your destination, again, it'll look like an alien structure. Go ahead and again, you need to click leave because you don't have the item currently on you. It's going to ask you to get. So it'll give you a blueprint once you click leave. So you're going to get a new item for your multi-tool called a solar ray. As you can see, the items is not that expensive to do and super easy to get. So go ahead and get those items and then get that built into your multi-tool. And then you're going to need to get something called liquid sun. But you are going to use that solar ray to get liquid sun. Alright, so once you make that multi-tool module, what you need to do then is go and find any metal deposit. It can be copper, it can be active indium. In my case, that's what I've chosen here. It can be gold as well. All you need to do then is to select the solar ray and then just mine out the metal. Really easy to do. And that will then give you liquid sun. Now remember, you do need a little bit of this. Another item that you're going to need to get is Mordite. You need to go and refine some poo. It's called Visium, and then you'll get Mordite from that. Really easy. All you need to do is go to a trade outpost to buy as much as you need. So go ahead, once you get all the items that you need, make the item called Pulsating Core. Once you've done that, jump back into your ship and follow the waypoint back to one of those alien structures. Insert. Alright, once you're there, hand in your item,
Rare
you'll get
item
something
found.
called a fragile heart. Again, this will come with another wait time. So this one is for 27 hours. 27 hours, that's absolutely ridiculous. So all you need to do to get around this is jump in your ship, jump back out your ship. And then you go ahead and go to your options menu and go to quick to desktop. We're on Steam, go to go offline, restarting offline. That's going to do that. Then you're going to right click on here and go to adjust day and time, which is right here. Take off any automatics, change the date and time manually, and I'm going to go again 2 days into the future. Why not? Okay, that's saved. I'm going to minimize that because I'm going to need to go back into it in just a second. Alright, now I'm going to play this. Go to No Man's Sky. You'll now get something called Mature Heart Node. Fantastic. All you need to do is when you receive that item is go back into your spaceship now, take off and fly into space. Now remember, once you're in space, start warping and then you'll be contacted. Next one. So once it's finished speaking to you, again, it'll give you a new coordinate to go to the next system along. Progress. In my case, it's telling me to go to this one, so we're going to warp there right now. So now it's directing me to another planet. So to find out what planet it is, again, it'll give you clues. You can even go into your exosuit or you can just go into your log and it'll tell you. Now for me, it's telling me to go to Paradise, which as we all know is a paradise planet. So we're going to head over there now, and once we get low enough into the atmosphere, it will then give us the coordinates on the bottom right hand side. And again, you need to go into first person in your ship and follow the ship coordinates and match it to the coordinates of the mission. Alright, so once you're back at another alien artifact, what you need to do is go through the dialogue and then click leave. That will then give you another blueprint. Now it's going to ask you to make something called an impossible membrane. This requires 150 living water. The other items are easy enough to get, but living water is what it's going to mainly ask you for. And all you need to do is jump into your spaceship and go off into space. Remember, once you're in space, what you need to do is warp, because you're going to need to do an encounter. There we are. Acceptance, hope, willing. A wave calm washes over me as my communicator tunes itself to its beautiful giant. Its message is no conventional broadcast, but an analog transmission of pure emotion. When he said pure emotion, I felt that, man. Make a request of the peaceful traveler before me. Okay, I'm still gonna I'm physically gonna go into the jellyfish at this rate. Alright, so once you get the living water and the rest of the other requirements, go ahead, go into your exosuit and make the impossible membrane. After that, jump in your ship if you're not in your ship, or if you are, follow the waypoint now to the next alien artifact. Alright, so what you're going to do now is hand in the impossible membrane, and now you're going to get something called fragile shell. That's going to be 20 hours wait time. That's ridiculous. So again, go up to your ship, jump in, jump out, create the autosave, open up your options menu, and then quit the game. What you need to do, if you're on PC, go to store. Alright, so I am in offline mode already. I didn't even put it back. Oh, never mind then. So normally you would turn that off and adjust the date and time, but I forgot to put mine back because, you know, things. So set date and time manually, and then I'm going to go ahead another 2 days to the 24th. Alright, and now I'm going to go back into No Man's Sky, and I will just get rid of this capture there. There we are, No Man's Sky loading up. Alright, so once you've loaded back up your game, go into your exosuit, and now you should have something called an hardened shell, which again, we've just shaved off this game another 20 hours. So that's working incredibly well. So what you need to do now, again, is jump right back into your ship, go into space and warp around for a little bit. You will be contacted again by the alien ship, and then just follow the dialogue. Once you get your destination, warp to that system. Preston. Oh, too far. There we are. Okay, stick into a GEX system. Alright, once you load up into your system, go into your exosuit, look at the egg again. So this time it should be called the Cracking Void Egg. Read the description and go to the planet that matches best to that description. As always, once you get to that planet, all you need to do is fly into it. If you look at the bottom right, that will then give you a coordinate, and then go into first person on your ship and follow the coordinates using your GPS on your ship.
Back end.
Once you find the structure, it will look completely different to anything else that you've seen before. Go ahead and complete the dialogue. And again, just like before, however, you will have to click leave and it will give you a blueprint. Now the next thing you need to make is called Seeds of Glass. And you're going to have to get another special item. You're going to be given something called the Animus Beam. Again, it's another multi-tool module. You need to install that. And what you need to do now is find animals on the planet and you need to use that beam on them, and that will collect the special item. Alright, once you've got all the required items, go ahead, make the Seeds of Glass and follow the waypoint back down to the alien structure. Once there, as always, go onto the alien structure and hand in the item that you've just made. In this case, again, it was the Seeds of Glass. This will give you something called a growing singularity. And for this one, you need to wait 27 hours. Again, we can use the time glitch. Alright, so after you've done the time glitch, it'll give you an item called the Singularity Core. Fantastic. As always, once you've got that, go into your ship if you're not in it already, go up into space, and then you need to warp around.
Show yourself with us, it is sacrifice. There is no infinite mind to spill. It must be yielded. The song of the strange space creature has changed, subtle but unmistakable. Continue to listen, okay?
Now what you need to do is go into your exosuit and go to your void egg that you've been using. It'll still say cracking egg. However, if you look at what it says now, it's actually giving you portal coordinates. So you need to go ahead and jump to a portal. If you don't know how to do that, it's really easy. All you need to do is go to a space station, go and get a map that will take you to a portal, and then all you need to do is enter the portal glyphs.
Hexagon. Yep. Bought. Whale. I think I did it right, guys. We'll soon find out.
Alright, so when you're on the other side, all you need to do is jump into your ship and go towards the next waypoint. Land your ship, go into the building, and then go to the corrupted terminal. Once you complete the dialogue, it'll give you something called a soul chamber. Now you need to go to 3 locations with this. So just like all the other previous times when you've been going to a planet and you have to find those coordinates, it's the same thing, but this time you've got to find 3 of them. So one after the other. So go ahead and do that. So what I've done here is I've landed near the first coordinate and I ran the rest of the way just so that I could get the exact position of where I needed to be. So you need to go to the grave site and then you need to click on it and follow the instructions. Alright, so once you've done that, jump back into your ship, go to your next coordinate. As you can see, I found the next grave I need to go to. Click the soul from there, spawn back in your ship. Alright, go to the last coordinate, there we go. Open up the grave, collect the soul, and fantastic. Now you should have that mission complete. All you need to do now is jump back into your ship and follow the waypoint back to the portal. The portal will already be activated, so you don't have to worry about that. Run through the portal, and that will then spawn you back onto the world where you just came through. Alright, once you're on the other side, spawn in your ship. Once you're in your ship, you will then get a message. Once the dialogue has ended, you're automatically going to get a waypoint to go to another planet. Fly over to that planet. And there you go. Once you reach the planet now, you'll have one of those living ships just waiting there for you. So you need to click begin biogenesis with one mature heart node. So these are all the items that we had to time glitch for. So put all those items in one by one until you get the last message there, it's alive, and then you can jump into your ship. Once you jump into it, you need to click compare. And once you click compare, you need to claim the ship. And once you claim the ship is officially yours.
Hi everyone, Mrs. Cynical here. So as always, we just want to thank our Patreons, Tito Frank, James, Jerry, Richard, Bo, Jeff and the Dread Sky.
If you want to support the channel watching this here today, there is a link in the video description for my Patreon. You can click on that and it'll take you over to my Patreon page. Or if you want to become a YouTube member, you can do that by clicking the membership icon on your screens right now. Every contribution really does help the channel go a long way. So thank you to everyone that has so far contributed to the channel. It really does mean a lot. Alright, that's everything from me here today. I hope you've all enjoyed this easy to follow tutorial. My name as always is Professor Cynical, and I'll see you all again in the next one. Bye for now.
Good day, you absolute legends. In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can rerun any expedition at all, and you can collect all the missed rewards that if you've not played an expedition all the way from the very first one to the latest one, if there's any that you've not already completed and there's a reward in one of those that you really wanted, then this is definitely the video for you. Now, just a very quick disclaimer here, this is a PC only thing at the moment. I don't know if there's anything in the pipeline for Xbox or PlayStation or the Switch in order to do this, but it is for PC, and I believe also it's for Mac as well. So before we do get into today's video where I show you how to do this, can I just ask a massive wonderful favor from your very good selves? Can I please just ask you just to double check your subscriptions for me, because as we know, YouTube goes ahead and unsubscribes you, the viewer, from your favorite YouTubers without your knowledge or consent. It is a massive problem. It is affecting every single one of your favorite YouTubers at the minute. So please just double check for me. If you need to resubscribe, please do resubscribe. And if you have been watching me for a while and you like what I do here and you like the content that I make, then why not consider hitting that subscribe button? You definitely will not regret it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right on into today's video. So the footage that you're seeing on screen right now isn't like a pre-recording from the very first time I did this expedition. No, this is right now. This is today's day. This is me playing the first expedition today. Now, what will this allow you to do? Well, like I said, it'll allow you to go ahead and unlock any rewards that you're still to get. Plus that, you can go back and replay any expedition to your liking, to your own choosing, to get that nostalgia or just to play the game again, which is absolutely wonderful that you can even do this. But also, what the game will allow you to do is, it's not like reverted the game back to like an older state of the game. You are still playing the original expedition as intended. However, you are getting all the latest and greatest graphical technologies from all the recent updates, such as Worlds Part 1. The oceans are going to look super crisp, the weather's going to look absolutely amazing, and honestly, just going off script here, I cannot wait to play every single expedition, rerun the entire lot of them with the Worlds Part 1 engine, if you will, the updated No Man's Sky engine that it's been using, because I think the waves and the weather is going to be such a massive new influence. It's almost going to feel like these expeditions are brand new in themselves just because of that update. So yeah, really excited to get playing this. But I mean, as you can see, we've got all the expedition phases there. So I'm sure the big question on your mind is right now is, how is this done? How can you do it? And let me show you. It's like I said, it's a lot simpler than you may think. So first of all, you're going to come over to this GitHub page, and as you can see, it has every single expedition 1 through to 14, the last one being Liquidators, the first one being Pioneers, and you can go back and play any single one of them. It really is insane that you can just literally pick and choose which one you want to play. And of course, I'll have the links to all this in the video description down below, so definitely open up the description tab underneath this video and go to the links if you are interested in doing this. So if you scroll down on that page on GitHub, it will show you exactly what you need to do this. So first of all, if you're using Steam or GOG or anything like that, you need to first of all put it in offline mode. And this is how you do it. It's very, very simple. As you can see right now, boom, offline, we are done and dusted. Next thing we need to do is download all of the files that we just looked at previously. Once you do that, all we need to do is go to our start menu on PC. On Mac, it will work a little bit differently, but because I'm on PC, I'm going to show you the PC way of doing it. Open up Run and then put in app data. Once you do that, navigate to where it is under Hello Games, No Man's Sky, and then Cache. Once you are there, all you want to do then is select whatever file it is you want to run. So for example, I wanted to run the very first expedition. So I opened that up and just copy and pasted that over into the cache folder. Once you've done that, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. That's you now got the very first expedition all up, ready to go. It's as simple as that. Copy and paste. And all we need to do is load up No Man's Sky, and boom, as you can see, we are now playing the very first expedition. But what happens if you want to play the next expedition, expedition number 2? Well, all you need to do, ladies and gentlemen, and again, it's super, super, super simple. All you do is go ahead, go into the next expedition, so expedition 2 Beachhead here, and then you go into that and just copy the file over. That's it. It will replace the one that you've already put in there, and boom, you are then good to go. Now, what happens when you are playing the next expedition, but let's say then you want to go back to playing No Man's Sky online? You know, will it corrupt your game or anything like that? No. What will happen is you'll go ahead and just put your game into online mode. That's it. So open up your Steam again and then go to File and then go ahead and go to Online. Once you do that, you can then play the game as if you've not done anything to it. However, if you then go, for example, and try and play an expedition, let's say the second one or the first one, so you go back into that with it being in online mode, then obviously immediately it will say this expedition has ended, and it will just automatically update and sync back with the No Man's Sky servers as if nothing's ever happened. And you know what, this is absolutely brilliant because it means you can switch between the two phases as and when and to your leisure, which is absolutely fantastic. So I mean, at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, I've had an absolute blast already this morning playing the first part of the expedition, and then I went to the second expedition that there ever was, and then I even did the third and the fourth one off of camera as well, and it works absolutely beautifully, like an absolute dream, and I've had a lot of fun with this. And again, this mod is absolutely insane. Well, it's like it's a mod-esque, if you will, because it's like modding the game files, which is why I'm kind of labeling it as a mod. It's kind of like, in my personal opinion, I think Hello Games should contact the developers of this of this change here and essentially say, look, really like your idea, let's try and implement this into vanilla gameplay. Because I mean, we have the new expedition terminus that we can use in game. So I mean, how cool would it be if we can rerun any expedition that has ever come out, rather than having to do this mod, this way of doing it? Because it is a little bit it's easier to do, it's just really finicky to do it, because you have to obviously change the files for any one expedition that you want to play. You can't just play or select all of them, or depending on what you want to do. So, I mean, it would just be cool if this was baked in vanilla. That way, then you go up to the terminus and go, okay, this time round, I'm going to play the second expedition. This time round, I'm going to play the fourth expedition. And it just automatically does it for you. And also, I believe this really does need to come out to the console community as well. So, whether you're on your PlayStation or your Xbox, I believe everyone should have full access to this because it is that good. And I believe this is the right direction for No Man's Sky. Personally, I would love to see this come to fruition. But let me know, ladies and gentlemen, in the comment section down below, have you already heard about this? Are you going to try this on your PC or on Mac? And yeah, let me know what you think about it in the comment section down below. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what to do. But as always, my name is Professor Cynical, and I'll catch you all again in the next one. Bye for now. I was taking a shit on the toilet, and that got me wondering, what are the current working duplication glitches in No Man's Sky currently? After a white, I set out to answer that very question. So here are the 3 top duplication glitches that are still working in No Man's Sky after the update. Now, The very first glitch I'm going to show you is a solo duplication glitch. It's one of the most easiest solo duplication glitches you can currently do. All you need is 2 portable refiners. In the first refiner that you place down, place the item that you want to go ahead and duplicate. The second portable refiner you're going to place over the top of the first one. Now the way that you line them up is super easy, so don't worry too much about getting it perfect. All you want to do is just line up the middle of each refiner as close together as possible. Put it on a slight axis, so just turn it slightly in order to gain access to it a lot easier. But other than that, it doesn't have to be perfectly in the center. So just watch what I'm doing on screen now. I'm just slightly turning it and putting it inside. That's it. It doesn't have to be anything super fancy. And as you can see, it will work with tainted metal. Turn it on and that will then produce nanites, and you can just go back into the actual refiner, pick up that tainted metal. You can also pick up the nanite it produces. So this is on the second one. The first one that you can't see right now is still producing those nanites even though I've taken them out. So as you can see there, we're actually getting double stacks of nanites as it's currently running, which is absolutely incredible. So there you have it. You can have this thing running, you can have it not running. It's completely up to yourself, but that first one works absolutely perfectly, and it's a solo duplication glitch method, which makes it even better. Make sure you jump in and out of your ship, and then that will lock in the save and lock in the glitch and all the items that you've done for duplication so far. Now, onto the next glitch. Now, this glitch has been a staple on the channel for years, and I wanted to make sure that it was still working. Of course, for people who have been following me for that long will know already what I'm about to say. It is the personal refiner duplication glitch. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to use tainted metal again, just because you can use it for nanites as well, and you can also use it for other things. So we're going to jump in and out of our ship after placing whatever item it is you want to duplicate inside of the personal refiner. Jump in, jump out of your ship, go back into the personal refiner and take the item back out. Now, it doesn't matter where you store that item when you take it out. I get asked that question a lot. You can put it in your inventory, you can put it in your ship, it doesn't matter. All we need to do now is find somebody in the anomaly to give over any other item to, but just not the one you're trying to duplicate. So in my case, I'm trying to give someone platinum. However, everybody's inventory seems to be full, but here's a quick trick for you. If you come across this, give them a basic element. Usually carbon works the best because everybody carries carbon. If not, use sodium or something else that's pure basic, because everybody will always carry that and they'll never be fully full of it. So always make sure you transfer over an item. So once it says sent, that's what we're looking for. Reload your auto save. Once you reload your auto save, go back into your personal refiner, take out that item, double check it's been duplicated, and then jump in, jump out of your ship. It's as easy as that. It's very quick, very easy, and it'll do for a quick duplication in a pinch in case you need it. On to the next one. Now, this duplication glitch is an absolute powerhouse of a duplication glitch. This is if you want to absolutely duplicate en masse. Now, for those who already know what this is, it's called the Exocraft duplication glitch. You can do it with one Exocraft, you can do it with all of the Exocraft. It doesn't matter. All we need to do is fill in the Exocraft with all the items that we wish to go ahead and duplicate. In my case, this Minotaur already has some items in that I want to duplicate anyway, and I put in some tainted metal as a controlled item so we can see the duplication actually working. All we need to do is jump in and out of our ship, make a save point after we've filled up one or however many Exocraft it is that you're doing this glitch with. Jump in and out of your ship, and then we need to take those items back out. Now, here's a quick tip for you. It doesn't matter if you have your exosuit or your ship full. What you can actually do is transfer everything over to your storage containers, and it will still be duplicated. So all we need to do is go ahead, transfer all the items that you want to duplicate into whatever inventory that you want. Jump in your ship this time, but we're going to fly off into space, so don't jump out at this point. If you do, you're going to have to restart the glitch and put everything back in and just start from step one. Anyway, once you're in your ship, fly off into space. Very, very important. Fly off into space, and then we're going to call in the anomaly. Now, as always, I am not going to edit this part out because I want you to see me doing it real time so you can follow along exactly as I do it at home. Here we go. we're going to call in an omelet, and then we're going to do something called a flyby now. A flyby is like a glitch within a glitch. It's like an activation glitch, if you will. So we need to activate this glitch that we've just done. Get an item ready to transfer if you're flying into the anomaly itself. When you get somebody come up on the list, transfer that item over. Make sure it says sent. After it says sent, reload your autosave. If you land and you do not get anybody, all you need to do is keep in your ship, never jump out of it, and fly back out. And do the same on the fly out. Try and get an item transferred over to somebody. If still nobody, rinse and repeat until you do. When you do get an item sent, reload your autosave. It's as simple as that. Now, as you can see there, those items have been duplicated 100% in my inventories, which is incredible. Now, don't forget to jump in, jump out of your ship finally. That locks in everything that you've just done, and that's it. So that has been 3 duplication glitches that are still working in No Man's Sky after the Leviathan update. Really happy with those 3, and I will be testing more as time goes on. But for now, guys, that's where I'm going to leave it today, and as always, my name is Professor Cynical, and I'll catch you all again in the next one. Bye for now. So I got your attention for another quick second. Can I just ask to leave a like on the video if you have enjoyed it, leave a dislike if you didn't like it. Now, if you really want to be generous today and you really like today's video and what I do, you want to support me as a creator, then feel free to leave me a super chat message. And this also allows anything that you write on there to be seen on the actual comment section, nice and big and colourful, so I'll be able to see it straight away. So if you do go down that route today, I want to say a massive thank you. And I want to say a massive thank you to absolutely everybody for the continued support. Massive thanks to my Patreons. As you can see, their glorious names on the Patreon wall. You there, you want to show off which faction is best? Well, now you can with exclusive stickers you'll only find over on my Patreon. Grab yourself a Gek Nation Corvex or Viking Nation sticker. Slap it on your desk, slap it on your PC, even slap it on the bumper of your car and let the whole world know that you love stickers. So what are you waiting for? Link in the video description.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we all know by now, we have the brand new update, and by all accounts it's a very nice update. We've got plenty of new things such as a new expedition, new ships and so on. However, Hello Games was very sneaky this time around, because not within any update correspondence or any update patch notes that Hello Games released to the public anyway, mentioned one crucial aspect as part of this update. They have patched out the tech item duplication glitch, where you would normally use a duplication method of some description to go ahead and duplicate tech items for your character. Now, tech items are very useful for a lot of different reasons. However, Hello Games, for whatever reason, wanted just tech items to be patched out. But you can still go ahead and use normal duplication methods for just about anything else in the game. But tech items were taken off the menu. People had to figure out for themselves, and then it spread through the entire community through word of mouth like wildfire. Then everybody started to message me. And Hello Games, you seem to forget one thing. I am the greatest No Man's Sky glitcher that ever existed. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the brand new tech item duplication glitch, and it's definitely back on the menu. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's get everybody up to speed. So, if we put down a portable refiner for just this quick demonstration here, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So, you can put every single other item in other than tech items, and you can even put in memory fragments, which is kind of weird, but I digress. So on my right hand side here, you can see I've got these wonderful items that I'm going to try and put in to a refiner of any type. So we've got these items, let's go into the portable refiner and let's just try and put some tech items in there. And as you can see, other than the memory items that will show up on the menu, everything else doesn't show up. Very strange. Now, let's just cut to the chalk and cheese of this. Any refiner right now that you try and put tech items into will not work. Believe me, I have tried all of them. I've even tried the food processor. That kind of worked yesterday, doesn't work today. That must have been patched out. But nonetheless, I found a different way.
So first things first, you need to be on a planet and you need to place down one exocraft on its landing bay by itself. The next thing you're going to do is jump into your ship. Now, in your ship, you are going to make sure that you have all of the items that you want to duplicate on you. At first of all, everything has to be in your exosuit whilst you are in your ship for this very first step. Now, this is a crucial point. Right now, we are not going to trigger any automatic save points because No Man's Sky at the moment, as we know, will save the game if you even sneeze or fart too loudly. So what we're going to do is just by its own power and its own thrusters, just let the ship just kind of take you out into space. You can use the small boost function, just don't pulse. Now, once you start getting further out into space, you are then going to spawn in the anomaly. Now, lucky for me, in this second run here, those freighters decided spawning where I wanted to spawn the anomaly. Go figure. Wonderful. Wonderful for this video, but nonetheless, let's just spawn it in as close as we can to wherever. It needs to be as close to the planet as possible, so in your version, no doubt you won't have these freighters spawning, but nonetheless, I'm not editing out the video because I want to show you real time to exactly how I do it. Now, there's a reason it needs to be so close, because you can't use the pulse function because that triggers the automatic save point, and we need to save the game on our own terms, not what the game tells us when we should save. We're going to be telling the game when we need to save, and this is vital. So let's land back down on the planet now. Now, when we land on the planet, what's going to happen is when you jump out, you're going to make a restore point. That is now vital to the setup. That's all the setup you're really going to have to do. Now, what we need to do is re-enlist an old fan favourite before it was originally patched out, which is the exocraft duplication glitch. Because the exocraft cargo can indeed hold these tech upgrades, we can now exploit that because we have managed to finally beat the automatic save function within the game. So we can now marry the two together and make a brand new glitch. So let's transfer everything over to the exocraft. Now we need to jump in and out of your ship, and then we need to go back into the exocraft. So make sure you jump in and out of your ship once you transferred everything over. That will then make a new save point. Now we're just going to bring everything back from the exocraft into your exosuit. It can only go in your exosuit as well. Don't put it into your starship or your freighter or anything else like that. It has to be in your exosuit for this to work. Don't ask me why. Weird coding issues. I've had problems with it. Just put it in your exosuit and you'll be good to go. Now, you're going to jump into your ship, but this time, you're just going to stay in your ship. You're not going to get out of it. And remember, we cannot pulse. You can just go ahead and move that a little bit quicker using your boost, but you cannot pulse. If you do, you'll trigger an automatic restore point and then you'll have to do the whole glitch again. So just get to the anomaly as quickly as possible, which is why we place it so close. And then as you're going through the doors of the anomaly, you're going to get an item ready to transfer. Now, it can be any item that you want, just not the one that you're trying to duplicate. And then as soon as you get somebody, as you're flying through the anomaly, you're going to pass over that item, make sure it says sent, and then you're going to go ahead and reload your autosave. Now, watch this, ladies and gentlemen. No trickery here. You're watching this real time. Watch this. So as you come back into the game, because we have beat the in-game timer by getting down the sequence, you can see everything's in our exosuit and everything is now in our exocraft. So not only have we got a new tech item duplication glitch, but we have also brought back a fan favorite. The exocraft duplication glitch is also now working because we have managed to beat the in-game timers. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the new tech item duplication glitch. Let me know in the comment section down below if it works for you. But as far as my knowledge and testing, it works across all platforms and it works completely stock vanilla. You're very welcome. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is everything from me here today. And as always, my name is Professor Cynical, and I'll catch you all again in the next one. Bye for now.
There is a ship that is so rare in No Man's Sky that it's only just been found.
It's a brand new soulless ship with all of the markings that everyone desires. And best of all, guys, it's in the Euclid Galaxy, which means everybody will have access to it with the correct glyph coordinates, which of course I'm going to show you here today. Now, the wonderful chap who discovered this particular ship location is called Double Dash Gaming. I'll have a link to his YouTube channel in the video description down below for anybody who's interested. Go and subscribe out to him because he deserves all the love for this ship. Now, trust me, it's not to be missed, and it is truly one of a kind. So the first thing that we need to do first of all is, like I said, be in the Euclid Galaxy and get yourself to the nearest glyph coordinator, transporter, whatever you want to call it. One of these big things with a big circle around it. Make sure you get yourself next to one of those. And of course, we need to then put in some glyphs to send us to the world where this ship is. Now, for those of you who are not sure how to disable your multiplayer, all you need to do is go to option. It's a very top one. It says multiplayer, and you also say either enable or disabled. If it's disabled, fantastic. If it's enabled, you need to disable it. So the next thing you need to do from here is to put in these exact coordinate glyphs. So take a screenshot, pause the video, do what you need to do, jot down exactly those glyphs in order to get to the correct world. Once you put in the glyphs, of course, you just run through the teleporter and I'll meet you on the other side. So once you've gone through that and you land on the planet side, you'll know that you're in the right spot by all of the communication stations that are dotted all over the place. Once you see all that, fantastic. Get into your ship, fly off into space. And what we're going to be looking for is a planet in the far distance. And in that planet in the far distance, you'll see a save beacon and you'll also see another communication station. So, where are we? There we go. So, the planet in the far distance, communication station, save point. Head towards that location. Once you are at that location, there will be a small building that someone's already pre-built there off to the side. I would highly advise you land on his plot and then make your way over to this particular outpost here, because you don't want to take up any of the landing points. That's very, very important. Now, the ship that we're after will not come within the first wave. It'll come in the second wave. So make yourself comfortable because you're going to be here for about 5 to 10 minutes. Now, that is the first wave of with. They've left, and like clockwork, on time, you will see the ship that we are looking for coming in. It's the second wave. Now, this is a very wintry world, and it is absolutely freezing. So, literally right above the actual outpost, you'll see all of these heaters. I highly recommend you use them whilst you wait. So, here we go. The ship is just about landed here, and we're going to go ahead and claim it for our own. As you can see, I've got one of those wintry storms coming in, so we need to make this quick before we can have a look at the ship. So all we need to do is when the NPC comes out of the ship, it'll be a small little Gek. Speak to the Gek, and then what you want to do is make an offer for the ship, negotiate the price, and you'll be able to claim the ship for free. Or if you have already too many ships, you will need to exchange a ship for one to the other. But oh my god, look at that. Just remember that once you do claim the ship, you want to jump out. Now, there is another ship that lands here, not quite as rare as that one. However, there is one other ship that lands here, but I won't spoil it too much in today's video if you want to take a look at that one for yourselves. This is the ship, though, that I'm the most interested in. So, we're going to take this off into space very quickly. We're going to call in the anomaly so we can get out, land, and figure out what this ship looks like. But oh my god, the sails look absolutely amazing already. Now, looking at the colour scheme of this, it is stealth black and beautiful Mirage marble grey, which is incredible. Now, looking at the front of it, it's got the Concorde looks at the front, which again is very, very designed in No Man's Sky. Currently, it's like the fashion trend that's going on. It absolutely extends outwards. It's got the two pincers coming out of the main body itself, followed by a complete black windshield at the front. Again, very, very desirable. And at the back as well, it's also got your Javelin style thrusters. Absolutely amazing. And again, thank you to DDG Double Dash Gaming for these coordinates. It's a wonderful, beautiful ship. And this ship is that good looking, I'm going to turn this into one of my ultra god tier ships. But guys, let me know in the comment section down below if you knew about this ship already. Are you going to use this video today and go and get this for yourself? What do you think of it? Are you liking the new solar ships, or do you prefer the more traditional ships, such as the living ships, or going further back, your normal mechanical ships? Let me know what your favourite style is. Anyway, that's everything from me here today, and as always, my name is Professor Cynical, and I'll catch you all again in the next one. Bye for now. Massive thanks to my Patreons. As you can see, their glorious names on the Patreon wall. You there, you want to show off which faction is best? Well, now you can with exclusive stickers you'll only find over on my Patreon. Grab yourself a Gek Nation Corvex or Viking Nation sticker. Slap it on your desk, slap it on your PC, even slap it on the bumper of your car and let the whole world know that you love stickers. So what you waiting for? Link in the video description. Hey Cynical Militia, Professor Cynical back again with another No Man's Sky video. Now in today's video guys, I'm going to show you how you can transfer any ship in your inventory to another player that is currently within your group. So let's say you want to loan a ship out to a friend, or whatever the case may be, for whatever reason they need the ship from you. I'm going to show you exactly how you can do that. So let's get into today's video. So to do this method, naturally you're going to need 2 players and a ship that you want to transfer. So what you want to do is you want to be in the space station. Now let's say this ship right here, for some reason your pal needs it, which is absolutely fine. Jump in and out of it, make sure it's a ship that you want to give over that is selected, and then you want to go over to an NPC that lands in the space station. Again, it can be any NPC, any ship, it doesn't matter. Then you're going to make an offer, negotiate the price, and then go to exchange. Not buy, not decline, it always has to be exchange. Fantastic. Now you can see the NPC walk into your old ship. Fantastic, that's what we want. So as you can see, your pal now will go over there, or in this case it's also me, I'm just using a dual control and another account here. What's going to happen is he's going to then buy that ship off of that NPC. However, he's going to get it completely for free. He will be able to claim that completely free of charge. And just to prove that the ship is now his, because unfortunately I'm playing with this on my Xbox, so I can't show you the screen. However, I'll jump in and out here. As you can see, the ship is mine. Also, 1 second, I'll just get a better camera angle for you, and I'll jump in the ship for you and fly off. Now I'm going to show it on this screen as well, as if your friend was giving you a ship, or let's say he's done with the ship and he's going to give it you back. But there we go, he flies off. That's his ship to do whatever he wants with. Fantastic. So your friend is done with your ship, or he's going to give you a ship, whichever way you want to look at it. So what's going to happen is I'm going to get a good camera angle here so you can see, again because I'm using 2 accounts here, do bear with me. So what's going to happen is your friend now is going to run over to the NPC. He's going to go over to the NPC, and just like we saw at the beginning of the video, where he's going to just exchange the ship. Again, don't buy the ship out and do not decline. You want to just always exchange the ship. That way then he'll also get a small monetary kickback from that as well. Fantastic. So the NPC now spawns outside of the ship that your friend wants to give to you. So you're going to go to make an offer for the ship, negotiate, and look at that, you can claim the ship again completely for free. So you've just given a ship over to your friend, he's gone ahead, done a mission or done whatever he wants with it, and now he's come back and he's giving it you back again. Or it could be any ship. So I've just done it in this demonstration of him giving you back the ship, but in theory it could be any ship for whatever reason. It doesn't matter, but that's how you transfer ships, guys, from one player to another. Alright everybody, thank you all very much for watching. Now if you watched the video all the way until the end up to this point, then do me a massive solid and hit that like button. Every time you hit a like button, guys, it helps the video get shared with the community as a whole. More people get to see these kind of glitches and tricks that I have. Also, don't forget, if you are new around here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more daily videos from myself. Alright guys, well that's everything from me here today, and as always, my name is Professor Cynical, and I'll catch you all again in the next one. Bye for now. Thank you every single one of you for watching today's video. Now do me a favour,
smash that like button if you enjoyed it. If you are new around here, subscribe to the channel. I release videos like this all the time. If you're feeling extra generous today, you can go ahead and head over to my Patreon page. Link in the video description. Anything that gets contributed to the channel, guys, goes back into the channel. It's a massive help. So if you do decide to go down that route today, I want to say a massive thank you. Also, if you have some extra time today, don't forget, check out some more videos. I'll have some popped up here on the right hand side for your viewing pleasure. Right, anyways, I'm off to go and hunt some Australians and eat some Crayola.
Hey everybody, Professor Cynical back again with another glitch. Now I've got a real treat for you here today because I have found a brand new method on how we can do the salvaged data glitch. Gone be the time that you had to wait 3 to 6 hours for this glitch to work. Gone be the time you had to use all of your 9,999 stacks of active indium, gold, silver and so on. The other thing that this requires to work is 1 stack of salvage data, which is only 15. Now, before we get into this video, please show me some love on that subscribe button and give me a like on this video. Also, quick note, I have just started a Discord server, link in the description of the video for anyone who is interested in joining. But for now guys, let's get into this video. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is go and get your salvaged data. I've got mine in my freighter, which is obviously the capital ship. So we're going to go and run in there and grab some salvage data. As you can see, I've got quite a few stacks and this entire freighter is full of salvage data from a few glitches back. So what's really important is you need to have a stack of 15 like I was saying before, and then what you need to do is just put 1 salvage data to a side. So then that'll give 1 salvage data on one slot and 14 on another. Run back then to your starship, and once you get to your starship you want to then go into the Nexus. I've not edited this video out at all because I want to show you real time exactly how this works, and it is in fact working because I know a lot of people were struggling with the older method on the salvage data glitch. So I want to show you that this is real time working. Alright, so go into the Nexus, and once you go into the Nexus, I'll show you what to do. Alright, so once you've landed into the Nexus, what you want to do is open up your exosuit, inventory, personal refiner, go into the options and put in that 1 salvage data that were transferred over before. Once you do that, don't go back into your spaceship, it's very important. It's very important that you do not go back in your spaceship because then that will ruin the glitch, and looks like this guy is glitching all over the place as well. I don't know what that was all about, probably extreme lag. Make your way to the back, you'll see the big teleport. Then what you want to do is go to an outpost. It can be one that you've built or it can be a player built one. It doesn't matter, just as long as you can then jump from one place to another. So it has to have an active teleport on the other side. I'm going to go onto my own named Power on Snow. So we're going to warp there just now. Alright, so once you arrive at your destination, you then want to go into your exosuit, inventory, personal refiner. Now look at that, that's interesting. So the salvage data that we put in there is officially gone. That's okay, that means the glitch is working. Next thing you want to do is put in your salvaged data, and then you want to refine 1 block of it. That will then leave you with 13 salvaged data and 15 nanites. Now the next thing you want to do is jump to a random station. It has to be somewhere else. It can't be in your same system, if that makes any sense. It has to be in another area. So go ahead, do that, and then once you arrive at your destination, check your personal refiner. Now, there should still be your nanites and your salvage data in there. What you want to do then is pull in your nanites, but leave your salvage data in there and make another jump. Make another jump to another system, but it has to be at a station. Alright, once you arrive at the next station, pull the last stack of 13 salvage data back into your inventory. And then we're going to pull out 1 salvage data again, go back into your personal refiner and put the salvage data back in, but only 1. Next, we're going to make another jump. Now, this will be the last time that we need to jump. Alright, so once you're at your station now, pull back out your salvage data, and then the very last thing you need to do after all this is reload your autosave from the last place you was, which for us was at the Nexus. Reload your autosave. And then once back into the Nexus, you want to open up your exosuit, inventory, personal refiner. And there we go, guys. As you can see, we have got yet again mad stacks of salvage data. I know, it's absolutely crazy, absolutely crazy. But I hope you've all enjoyed today's video. My name, as always, is Professor Cynical, and I'll see you all again in the next one. Bye for now, guys.
In the vast cosmos of gaming, 2 titans stand poised for a celestial showdown: Starfield and No Man's Sky. These space-themed giants promise breathtaking adventures among the stars. Both each brings its own unique strengths and weaknesses to the table. Join me as we delve into the cosmic competition between these 2 interstellar behemoths. So first of all, let's talk about the gameplay experiences between both No Man's Sky and Starfield. I'm going to start off with Starfield first of all, because that is the most recent game I have completed now twice. So first of all, let's talk about its strengths for the gameplay experience. Now, it comes to no surprise, Bethesda, they're known for immersive single-player experiences. Now, with a rich, story-driven narrative, you will fall in love with everything this game has to offer. Not only do you focus on exploration, discovery, and you also have deep role-playing elements. And let's not forget as well, the extensive modding support for enhanced gameplay and customization. Whilst true, this feature alone is still yet to be seen if it's going to be ported over, or how it could even be ported over to the Xbox. On PC, it is a thriving modding community that is dedicated to making every aspect of the game more unique. Now let's talk about its weaknesses. Now, of course, it comes to no surprise that there is no multiplayer in this whatsoever, and that is potentially alienating those seeking cooperative play. And let's not forget
as well that this is an unproven track record as Bethesda's first venture into a space RPG. So that's the Starfield round over for the gameplay experience. But what about the No Man's Sky aspect of this? What is the No Man's Sky gameplay experience in comparison to Starfield? So let's talk about strengths for No Man's Sky. Vast procedurally generated universe with near infinite possibilities. You know, you've also got extensive multiplayer features, including cooperative and competitive modes, and continuous updates and improvements since its, well, rocky launch. Now, what about the weaknesses for the gameplay experience? It has a lack of a strong narrative, making it less engaging for players seeking a deep storyline. And the initial backlash due to the unmet pre-launch promises, although largely rectified over time, but still that did have a very deep-founded effect on the community as a whole, and it still has a grip even after all these years. Now, the next topic I want to speak about when we're comparing these two is obviously the graphics and the visuals. How does each game stacks up against each other? We're going to talk about the strengths and weaknesses again for both, and starting like the first time, we'll start off with Starfield. Now for strengths, let's talk about the fact that the graphics for Starfield are powered by Bethesda's Creation Engine 2. It offers high quality graphics and realism. And let's not forget as well about the attention to detail, especially in crafting unique alien worlds and starship designs. The team have put a lot of effort into that. And they also have a strong focus on next-gen hardware for cutting-edge visuals. So let's talk about the weaknesses side of things for the graphics and the visuals. Now, as always, it's no secret, it's always been a very big criticism for Bethesda titles, but the potential for bugs and performance issues. That's right, guys. As far back as I can remember for any Bethesda title, there has always been some sort of bug or performance issue that has impacted the game in some way, and we have waited for a long time for a patch for that to be released. So will that happen with Starfield? That is yet to be seen. And let's not forget as well, it is catering for the next generation of gamers, so it's going to require more powerful hardware to run it at its full potential. Alright, so now let's talk about No Man's Sky. Now, the strengths for the graphics and the visuals is, of course, its unique, colourful art style. It stands out among space exploration games, at least in my personal opinion. And it also has the procedural generation, which ensures a visually diverse universe, something which unfortunately Starfield does not have. Now let's talk very briefly about the weaknesses side to the strengths. So some players find the graphics less realistic compared to other titles. That's been an open secret for a very long time. We know that No Man's Sky does dumb down its graphics to a more playful style. And whilst, yes, No Man's Sky does have procedural generation, I find that after exploring the galaxy for so long and over so many years like I have been doing, the procedural generation is limited and a lot of things are duplicated over and over and over again in different worlds, maybe a slightly different hue or a slightly different colour here, but for the large part, even though it is procedurally generated, it's still somewhat similar to other planets. Now, next on today's topic is exploration and discovery, and just like last time, we will start with Starfield. Now, the strengths for this are fairly straightforward. Everything is handcrafted from the worlds to the star systems, and that allows for an intricate and meaningful exploration. Alien civilizations and advanced technologies are all to be discovered, enhancing the immersion. However, there are weaknesses, so let's talk about the downsides to all this. It is a smaller universe when you compare it to No Man's Sky's near infinite procedurally generated galaxy, or galaxies should I say, and it does have limited variety in planet types and creatures. So let's talk about No Man's Sky and how that compares against Starfield in the exploration and discovery category. It's virtually endless exploration possibilities in a universe teeming with diverse planets and species. Players can leave their mark by naming and documenting their discoveries. So that's something that you can do in No Man's Sky, but again, you can't do it in Starfield. You can't name a planet. You can't change anything like that. So, you know, No Man's Sky, in my personal opinion, has that beat hands down. But now for the weaknesses. The procedural generation can lead to a lack of truly unique and memorable experiences. And guys, let's just be honest for a second. No Man's Sky has a lack of handcrafted storytelling elements, which can make exploration feel a little aimless sometimes. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will leave it up to the court of public opinion. What do you think? Which one stacks up better, Starfield or No Man's Sky? On a personal level, I think in an epic clash between Starfield and No Man's Sky, both games shine in their own cosmic ways. Starfield, for example, offers a narrative-driven, immersive experience with stunning visuals, but No Man's Sky provides limitless exploration in a vast, procedurally generated universe. The choice ultimately comes down to your personal preference. A scripted space odyssey or an uncharted journey of endless possibilities. The cosmos, ladies and gentlemen, awaits your decision. Anyway, guys, that is everything from me here today. And as always, my name is Professor Cynical, and I'll catch you all again in the next one. Bye for now. I started up my game just like I do every other day. Go into Steam, go into No Man's Sky, and then start to load everything up. Now, I was thinking, okay, so let's try and do this glitch today, or let's try and do that glitch, or maybe even find something completely new to bring to the table. So I was looking forward to doing some discovery today, more than anything. So we're going to play a game. Normal save. This is my usual save. You can see all the hours that I've played on it. And then I loaded it up. So at this point, my usual routine is to then start going over my notes and see what I've done in the past, to maybe see if there's a new glitch that I can maybe find. Or maybe someone sent me an email on Twitter and people have tried to reach out to me through DMs, or even on my Discord as well, that someone's trying to say, oh look, I found a glitch. Why don't you try it out? That's usually what I do in the morning, kind of like routine that I have. But then, on this particular morning, this happened. My save, no matter how hard I tried, my save would not run. It wouldn't work. My save, unfortunately, was officially corrupted after many years of glitching on the exact same save. So, I did the only thing that I could. Professor Cynical, the first iteration, the first of his name, shall ever be immortalized into the kingdom of No Man's Sky. He travelled the galaxy finding glitches, and find them he did. His heart was pure, his mind was sound, and he will be forever remembered as the guy that twerked in a Minotaur in the space anomaly. He leaves behind a legacy, not only to do the J off every single time you're in the Nexus, but to also go out there, explore the universe that is No Man's Sky, and beyond all else, help each other, love each other. And every time you look up into the sky, just know he's looking right back at you with the biggest J of get nip nip the world has ever seen. So join me now and let's have a quick look back at some of his most finest moments in No Man's Sky.
Make me work.
I've shown just about every glitch that this game has to offer. I was taking a shit on the toilet, and that got me wondering, what are the current working duplication glitches in No Man's Sky currently? Sweet holy Sean Mary Balls, she is beautiful. There is a solar system outside of the realms of possibilities of mere mortals like yourself. A system that is so far undetected by even the most advanced scanners. Yet, I have managed to get there. Alright, so start with the David Attenborough impression. What am I actually talking about? He will be missed. But he will be forever remembered. And the legacy that he created, the first iteration of his name, shall be forever remembered. But just like the phoenix, we shall rise from the ashes. We shall continue this legacy, this journey, this No Man's Sky. With a new save becomes new opportunities. We shall remember our friend, and he will be with us, giving us our strength to carry on. If you would like to pay your respects in the comment section down below, leave a simple F in the chat. If you have memories, have you met Iteration 1 Professor Cynical? Leave your memories in the chat. However, from Iteration 2 here, thank you all very much for watching. And as always, my name is Professor Cynical. And I'll catch you all again in the next one. Bye for now. I was being executed by firing squad this morning, and that got me thinking, is there an ultimate god tier way on how to become absolutely stupidly filthy nanite rich? And it turns out yes there is. Now this glitch I'm going to show you can get you anywhere from the very least of 200,000 nanites per minute, and if you're quick enough it can go way beyond that. So let's get into today's video. So for this demonstration, what we're going to do is place down two portable refiners. On the left and the right one, I'm going to put in some runaway mode. You can use, and I highly recommend that you use some tainted metal instead, as this will net you more nanites per run. However, for today's purposes, and just because it's what I had on me, was this runaway mode. Now you can see top left there, I've got 250 something thousand nanites. That's what we're going to start with. So what we're going to do is let this runaway mode run for a little bit, and then we'll come back once it's more or less done. So this is where name and shame also comes in. So this wonderful chap here, I forgot to turn off my multiplayer because I am outside my vault, and I had two refiners running, and I went AFK, came back, this guy, and I seen him on screen, come in on one of the refiners and take the nanites out of the refiners and keep them for himself. Name and shame, dude, name and shame. So once your nanites have completed, what we need to do first of all is on the right hand side is we need to go ahead into our refiners on the right hand side, move those refiners that have been completed and put them over to the left slot. Now you can see on this one, I only got about 200 and something nanites. That's absolutely fine, we'll just move them over. So all we need to do now is essentially get a portable refiner and put it inside of the other one. Now this is going to work absolutely beautifully, and it's all about now how many times you can go in and put in a portable refiner. Make sure you have a completely clean inventory for this as well, so that you can get the most out of it per run. But what we're going to do is just stack in about 10 or so refiners, and then we're just going to go ahead, mass delete them as we put in, and look at all of those refiners going up and up and up and up. Now with runaway mode, it will net you around about 2,000 nanites per deletion. With the metal one, the tainted metal, and if you put that in instead, then you'll get around about 4,000 4,009 or 3,099, I can't remember exactly which one, but basically you'll get a bit more, and then you'll be able to get more per run. And all we're doing is stacking up and deleting. Now this works absolutely beautifully, but it does not work on freighters. You need to be on the planet in order for you to do this glitch. So it is a stack glitch, but you can use it for nanites. Absolutely beautiful. So someone did suggest to me, well, why don't you just do the same thing, but do it as a refiner machine and then pop it into your vault so other people can just get nanites on the fly as well. However, I'm going to show you something here, and for some reason, and I don't know why exactly myself, I think it's just the way that nanites work in general, it doesn't work for nanites. It's just not possible. So as you can see, both machines are on either side. They're meant to be working, but when you go back in and out of it, those nanites, no matter which way you configure this machine, will not work. They'll by all means spawn in each individual side, and technically if you go into each individual one, you will get 3 total lots of nanites, but I mean, as you can see there, it's still kept in. So we'll just do this machine again just to show you. It doesn't matter what way you configure your machine. This is me doing it yet again. It will not work. And I think it's something to do with the nanites and how nanites are kind of like just bound to you when you make them in the machine, even though they should just act like a normal item, but they just don't seem to. I mean, let me know if you do test this yourself and see if you can get a nanite machine working. But as far as my testing goes, it does not go back into your portable refiner once you've gone ahead and taken it out. It just doesn't do it. So that's the quickest way that I know how to get unlimited amounts of nanites. Like I said, if you use the stackable glitch method, like stacking refiners on top of each other like that, and then do the whole deletion and then do it again and again and again, you just need to be careful not to delete your very first refiner. That's the only problem with the glitch. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait another, 10, 20 minutes until the refiner does its thing and then redo it. But if you can go ahead and get it, and every single time you can get easily upwards of 400,000 nanites, 500,000 nanites. I want it to be as accurate as possible with the description of the title of the video, and the minimal that you will get doing this, and this is if you go fairly slow, is around about 200,000 nanites. So there we go, guys. That's everything from me here today, and as always, my name is Professor Cynical, and I'll catch you all again in the next one. Bye for now.